Scientific revolution. What is this revolution? The term scientific revolution refers to the body of work done by mathematicians and scientists in Europe essentially during the mid to late Renaissance period. These scientists led a revolution of thought in science, math, and the nature of the universe. Many scientists found it easier to work in Protestant nations of Northern Europe since Protestant churches tended to be more tolerant than the Catholic churches of these new ideas. The basis of Western science. As a result of the Crusades, Europe had more contact with, and therefore more influence from, the Middle East. Arabic numerals 0 through 9 was a very important contribution brought to Europe in the 1300s. These numbers made mathematics and calculations significantly easier. However, the bulk of Western science came from the observations made by the ancient Greeks and Romans. Probably the most famous Greek contributor was Aristotle. Aristotle was a brilliant intellect and philosopher. He wrote on any number of topics, including logic, physics, poetry, biology, and zoology. The problem with Aristotle was that he was a philosopher, not necessarily a scientist. In this case, that meant that he reasoned things out, but did not necessarily test them to see if they proved true. Many of his theories were assumed to be true until scientific experiments found them false. Roots of the revolution. The roots of the scientific revolution lay in the Renaissance, or in the questioning spirit of the Renaissance. The Renaissance was a period of intellectual rebirth in Europe. This led scholars to question the world around them. It was this questioning spirit that led people to question the corruption in the Catholic Church. It also led scholars to question the scientific and mathematical discoveries made by the ancient Greeks and Romans. In short, people of the Renaissance began to question established authority, to demand proof of theories long held as true. The scientific revolution was made up of the work of late Renaissance scientists and mathematicians. Natural laws. Most scientists began to realize that natural laws govern the universe. A natural law might be something like gravity that impacts everything on Earth, regardless of circumstance. Scientists began to use reason and logic to prove the existence of these mysterious natural laws. The new system used by scientists to experiment and provide proof was called the scientific method. In this method, scientists started with a question or a hypothesis. They then tested the hypothesis and observed the results. Based on the results, the scientists drew a conclusion. This method is still used in scientific laboratories today.